this video is, if you've played this game for a while, you probably know this, and it's not necessarily an instructional video, but more just a cool thing that if you're new to the game and you haven't found, I thought might be interesting to show. So here we're on the team home screen, and what I'm going to show is the league and team history, which I think is pretty cool to track as you play through a franchise with the same team or multiple teams, however you do it. But especially as you get years and years into it, I think it's cool to watch how your team history stacks up to league history with like records and things like that. So here you're on the team home screen, and you go to the info page, and you go to history, and you've got the league history index and the team history index here. So the league history index, and I'm not going to go through all of these different pages, but is one that's pretty cool because here in my sim, I'm at the start of the 2026 season. So you can go down here and you can see you've got the batting average in each league as well as the ERA for the league each year. You can kind of see how that compares to history. But then you've also got who made the World Series from each league and the team that won the World Series in bold. So that's one thing that's kind of cool. And then you can also go to the leaderboards, which they take a minute to build. Your system might be faster than mine. Got too much stuff on my computer. And so this is single season batting and career batting records, as well as and then pitching down below. And I just kind of scanned for the year since I started in 2020. So Miguel Sano set the single season record for strikeouts since I started my sim. He struck out 302 times in the year 2022. And then you can always keep an eye on if anybody here, nobody's broken these records since I've started mine. But again, I'm only in 2026, so there's more time. And then the single season pitching, of course, strikeouts. Where to go? Dax Fulton here struck out 13.89 guys per nine in 2025, which set a record. Dylan Cease holds the career record for strikeouts per nine. He's done that since my sim started. And Walker Buehler holds winning percentage for career pitchers with 1,000 or more innings pitched. So, and then what else is cool here? You can also track your awards if you want to go back and see kind of who, for example, the American League Award winners and who's won a bunch. And it has the whole history. So, you can go way back, but then I like to see what it's been since my sim started here in 2020. So, as you can see, Vlad Jr.'s won the MVP twice. Ohtani won 3 straight Cy Youngs and also won an MVP. The Orioles with 2 Rookie of the Year winners. So I think that's, the further and further you get along, I think the cooler this is to look at in terms of the league history and when guys set records, all that kind of stuff. But then you also have a team history index, which if you go back, I think I went back one too far, didn't I? No. All right, so here's the team history index on this history page. So I really like this page, the draft history. So it starts with the year that you started in. For me is 2020. And you can look at all your draft picks for each year. So, I can say like, oh, cool. What is my 29th round pick from 2021 doing? He's 26, and for some reason I still have him in A-ball. So he's just kind of roster filler. Obviously, never going to amount to anything, and should probably just cut him, but just have him there in Catonsville in low A-ball so I can have enough players, I guess, is why I still have him there. My 20th round pick that year is on my roster as a relief pitcher. And so I just kind of like to sometimes go through these and, I remember and kind of track like the top guys, they kind of stick out. But when I get into like guys in the 29th round of 4 years ago, unless they've developed into something, I don't remember who they are. So I think that's cool to look at. The starters page is pretty cool. And this will include all of your history since your team started. So 1901 here for the O's, which were they in St. Louis then, I think. And then you can go down to see your team. So, I started in 2020, but here, I've had Rutschman on the team for a while, Mountcastle, Edmund was on my team, Matan, Henderson. So Hayes was my starting left fielder for years. So this is the player who played the most games at each position for you that year. And then you can do the same thing for pitching. Did I click over yet? Yeah. All right, there we go. So this is going to be so the 5 guys who started the most games for you by year. So you can kind of go down the 6 years that I've had it and see who started the most games. And then this column is the guy who saved the most games for you by year. And then your relievers, your 3 top relievers by appearances. So I think that's cool to look at, especially as you build more and more history, just to look at the consistency you had over time, or the guys who stuck with you forever, or go back and see like the random guy you had on your team for 1 year. I think that's pretty fun to do. So yeah, that's all for this one. Just kind of an FYI. I know I've had a good number of questions and comments in my last few tutorial videos from people who are brand new to this game or even brand new to baseball and might not have found this page or know all the history this kind of tracks as you go through your sim. But I always like to look at this one and thought people might find it interesting if they haven't seen it. All right.